Where does your consciousness go when you sleep?
A man woke up one day in a police station, confused, disoriented, and covered in blood. Kenneth Parks, a 23-year-old from Ontario, Canada, had no memory of the night before. It turns out he'd driven 14 miles to his in-laws' place while asleep, attacked them in their house, and he strangled his father-in-law and stabbed his mother-in-law to death. Parks got back in his car and drove straight to a nearby police station and confessed, turning himself in, stating, "I think I've just killed 2 people." The jury ultimately found him not guilty by reason of automatism, meaning his actions were involuntary due to sleep.
What? Ease me into the video. What the? That's crazy. What a start. I was not expecting that when I clicked on this video. Just off rip. I'm sorry. I'll let it play out. But what the hell? That is... Okay. We set the tone.
The thing is, sleep isn't as simple as we think. For something we spend about a third of our lives doing, we still don't know much about it. 25 years. That's how long the average person spends unconscious, slipping in and out of something we barely understand. Every night you close your eyes and your mind disconnects. Time jumps forward. Sometimes you dream, sometimes you don't. But every morning you wake up and somehow you're still you. But where were you in between? No one really knows. Sleep isn't the same every day and the experience is different for everyone. Some people fall asleep and wake up feeling like no time passed at all. Others dream entire lifetimes in a matter of minutes, experiencing emotions so intense they wake up crying, laughing, or terrified.
Do you know that's actually what I get? I don't dream very often, but if I do, it will be one of those where I have had like 5 or 10 years, or like some really deep, in-depth, like alternative like timeline or life. Like I think I probably dream about 10 times total in a year, if that. But when I do, oh my god, it's the most vivid, intense thing imaginable. That I don't know. That's definitely me.
A college student reported living a span of 10 years in one dream, where he met a woman, married her, had kids, and built a full life until he noticed an odd lamp which shattered the illusion. He woke up on the sidewalk surrounded by people, minutes after being knocked out by a football player. Sometimes we see vivid hallucinations as we drift off. Some wake up gasping, heart pounding, convinced something was in the room with them. Others slip into states between wakefulness and dreaming. Hypnagogic hallucinations, or the strange flashes of images and sounds right before sleep, have been recorded for centuries. The artist Salvador Dali used them to inspire his surreal paintings, keeping a key in his hand as he dozed off so that when he dropped it, he'd wake up and capture the bizarre visions before they faded. Even Vincent van Gogh once said, "I dream my painting and then I paint my dream." But while most people drift between these states harmlessly, there are those who barely sleep at all. Fatal familial insomnia is one of the rarest and most horrifying disorders known to science.
Well, there's like an actually like lethal one.
Genetic mutation slowly erodes the brain's ability to sleep, leading to hallucinations, paranoia, and eventually death. The most famous case is that of Silvano, an Italian man who, in the late 1980s, started having trouble sleeping. Within months, he couldn't sleep at all. His body shut down piece by piece until, after months of consciousness without rest, he died. There is no cure, no treatment. If you inherit the mutation, it's just a matter of time.
That's crazy. It lasted months, though. I thought that if you went without sleep for like, I don't even like 2 weeks to a month, like you're pretty much knocking on death's door. After a few months, I feel like that's kind of crazy. Like that's got to be so trippy.
We need sleep to survive, but we still don't know exactly why. Some theories suggest sleep is crucial for memory consolidation. Brain scans show that during sleep, neurons fire in the same patterns as when we're awake, almost like replaying the day's events. Others argue it's about clearing waste from the brain. Studies have shown that cerebrospinal fluid, the one surrounding our brain and spinal cord, flushes out toxins more efficiently during deep sleep. There's even a theory that sleep evolved as a survival mechanism, keeping us out of harm's way when it was too dark to hunt or defend ourselves.
How would that be a defense mechanism? Surely being awake and able to react quickly is better than my ass that when I try and wake up, I'm the groggiest man alive and my brain doesn't work for like a solid hour and a half. That doesn't feel like a very good survival mechanism, because I would much rather just stay awake and make sure that I could see any potential threats. I do not want to be relying on the me that wakes up like, you know? That doesn't sound like that's very active.
But if sleep is purely biological, why does it feel so strange? Midday naps, for example, often leave us feeling weirdly exhausted. There's a disorienting quality to waking up in the afternoon, as if you were in the wrong reality. This happens because your body's internal clock, or circadian rhythm, is designed to follow a 24-hour cycle, aligning with the day-night pattern. When you sleep at irregular times, especially in the afternoon, your circadian rhythm gets thrown off balance. Your brain gets confused, unsure whether it's time to be active or sleep, leading to that odd feeling that time doesn't quite match up. That's why you might wake up from an afternoon nap feeling like you've lost track of time, unsure if you've been asleep for minutes or hours. It's a small disruption to your body's rhythm, and suddenly the world around you feels just a little bit out of sync. Sleep paralysis is another mystery. You wake up, but your body doesn't. You try to move or scream, but nothing happens. A presence looms nearby, sometimes at the foot of your bed, sometimes right on top of you. It's been recorded for centuries. In Japan, it's called kanashibari, the feeling of being bound by invisible forces. In Newfoundland, it's the old hag, a spirit that sits on your chest, stealing your breath.
Oh, do you know what? That is my worst fear. Touch wood, I never have that, because I don't think I'll ever be the same again. That is honestly my worst fear. If I were to get, develop ongoing sleep paralysis, I genuinely think I would develop the other one where I just can't sleep anymore, because I would refuse. That's so terrifying. Oh God, I can't even imagine it.
The scientific explanation is simple. Your brain wakes up before your body, causing temporary paralysis. But that doesn't explain why so many people across different cultures and eras see the same shadowy figures watching them. And then there are sleepwalkers. Some just wander. Others drive cars, cook food, have full conversations, all while unconscious. In 2008, a man named Brian Thomas strangled his wife in his sleep, believing he was fighting off an intruder. He woke up to find her dead beside him, with no memory of what had happened.
Oh, that has got to be horrible.
Dreams are another part of the enigma. Some of them feel more real than reality itself.
Oh my God, that is actually so bad. Can you imagine how guilty you would feel? Like you would blame yourself forever, but it was not really your fault. Oh, that has got to be so bad. Like the love of your life. Oh my God, that poor woman. And I honestly, poor man. That's got to be so hard to go through. Because everybody sees you as a murderer, but you didn't really do it yourself. You did it, but you didn't.
People report recurring dreams of places they've never been but somehow recognize. Faces they've never seen but swear they know. The sensation that a dream is watching them rather than the other way around. In some cases, dreams follow a narrative, like chapters in a book. Yet, most of us forget our dreams soon after waking. In fact, most dreams are forgotten unless they are written down. It is often said that 5 minutes after the end of a dream, we have forgotten 50% of its content, and 10 minutes later, we have forgotten 90%. Dream researchers estimate that around 95% of all dreams are forgotten entirely upon awakening. One theory, known as reverse learning, suggests that dreaming serves as a mechanism for the brain to discard unnecessary information. According to this model...
Well, can you stop discarding pretty much most of it? I would like to learn something eventually, brain.
During rapid eye movement, or REM sleep, the brain sifts through the day's experiences and weakens or eliminates irrelevant neural connections. Studies have also found that people with higher levels of openness to experience, creativity, and fantasy proneness are more likely to remember their dreams. Additionally, those who have a greater interest in dreams, higher anxiety levels, and better sleep quality tend to have improved dream recall. Nightmares, however, seem to always carry a kind of leftover terror, as if they were warnings, messages from somewhere deep in the subconscious. At least that's what people have been told for centuries. People experience nightmares that feels more like a warning than a bad dream, a shadow or figure watching looming, and they wake up shaken, breathing hard, heart racing, Some even wake up physically hurt as if their body was fighting something.
Do you guys get a lot of nightmares? Like chat and YouTube? I think I could probably count on one hand how many nightmares I've ever had in my life. I rarely had them. And when I do, and I'm counting an ongoing one. I had basically the same clown dream. Like, I felt like for about 3 months in a row. I don't know. I was quite young, but it felt like I just had it every single night. It was terrifying. And that's pretty much the cause of my phobia of clowns. But outside of that, I don't know. I don't really get nightmares.
Acting to some unknown threat. Carl Jung believed dreams weren't random at all, but messages from the subconscious, fragments of thoughts and emotions trying to communicate in ways our waking minds can't understand. A dream that is not interpreted is like a letter that is not read. But not everyone agreed. Sigmund Freud, often called the father of psychoanalysis,
This guy's
saw
batshit.
dreams as something even deeper, a gateway into our hidden desires and repressed thoughts. Dreams are the royal road to the unconscious, he wrote, believing that within them lay clues to our innermost fears, wishes, and unresolved conflicts. But if that's true, what about the people who never dream? Some people, or 2.7 to 6.5% of the population, barely dream at all, or at least can't recall any of it. So, if sleep is just rest, just the brain shutting down for maintenance, why do some people dream of events before they happen, later experiencing deja vu so strongly?
Yeah, that's
kind of
crazy.
Before? Why did the dying report vivid dreams of loved ones coming to guide them? Why do coma patients wake up recalling experiences from when they were supposedly unconscious? And why is sleep so eerily close to death? Philosophers have drawn this connection for centuries. Aristotle called sleep the
It's like a
brother of
morbid
death.
turn. It started
Edgar
morbid.
Allan Poe described sleep as
Started morbid, got informative, and now we're back to making me question my existence. Shock, fact, existential crisis. That's the chapters of this video so
little
far for
slices
me.
of death. And maybe it is a brief disconnection from the world and ourselves. When we sleep, we're unaware of the passage of time, unaware of our surroundings, unaware of ourselves. In a way, we're temporarily erased from existence, just to be brought back again, as though nothing happened. Every night you disappear. Your consciousness fades.
Don't say
time
that.
skips, and every morning, without fail, you wake up again. Back in the same body, in the same mind, picking up exactly where you left off.
I don't know what's more depressing, the fact that what he just said, that back at the same body, same mind, or the fact that I basically shut off or deconstruct for a bit.
Except, what if, one day, you don't? The thought lingers in the back of the mind. Most of us ignore it, but there are people who know when it's coming. There are cases of individuals who hours before bed tell their loved ones they won't be waking up. Just a calm, matter-of-fact statement, and then they go to sleep. And
I've heard
never
about
wake
that.
up.
Some people just get
It's
a
called
vibe.
sudden unexplained nocturnal death syndrome, a phenomenon where otherwise healthy people, often young men, die in their sleep with no warning. The cause remains elusive. Some point to potential heart conditions, but science is still trying to make sense of this phenomenon. But maybe it never will. Because for all our advancements, for all our technology, we still don't fully understand the thing we do
Oh,
every
shout out the BBC.
single night. Maybe that's why sleep has always felt so mysterious. Because in a way, it's more than just rest. It's a reset, a brief escape, a moment where everything stops. And when we
Peace.
wake up, the world feels just a little lighter. As E. Joseph Kosman put it, the best bridge between despair and hope is a good night's sleep.
Okay, well, that's a W final chapter. Shock, fact, existential crisis, hope. That's kind of impressive. Wait, I don't actually know the channel name. Voided Thoughts. Okay, that's W. You shocked me. You informed me. You made me question my own reality, and then you made me feel happy at the end. W. I like that video. That was actually really fucking cool. But I also had a really batshit conspiracy theory in the middle of that, and I don't know how to word it. But like, what if your like consciousness is not like inherently tethered to the same like time concepts we are, and is kind of like fluid? Like your consciousness is over like so many different time streams, right? And sleep, honestly, like acts as almost like the tether point. When you sleep, it like retethers your consciousness back into this current reality to your body. But at the same time, whilst it's doing that, that's when it's most susceptible to floating in and out of the other versions of it. Like kind of quantum entanglement of your own consciousness. I don't know why that popped into my head, and I don't know if I'm chatting complete shit with that, but alas, that is what came into my head. But I really enjoyed that. That was a good video. That was a really good video.